Hello and welcome. It's Bev, and today my question to you is, can what you eat lower inflammation? And I want to share with you how you can do this, because there are foods specifically that are anti-inflammatory, and they are packed with all sorts of nutrients. And inflammation is our topic. And why inflammation? Because inflammation is at the root of most disease and autoimmune conditions. So what we want to be doing is focusing on this. And it's a topic area in my book that's going to be published soon, called Hope in a Dark Tunnel, Your Roadmap to Navigating Chronic Illness. And it's really about ensuring that we take care of all aspects of ourselves. So when we talk about food that can lower inflammation, we're targeting antioxidant foods, we're targeting minerals like potassium and magnesium, and also things like essential fatty acids. And those three create a beautiful harmony which supports the body to actually lower the inflammation in the body. And we're aiming at healing, and we're healing by increasing our vegetables, having 1 to 2 serves of specific types of fruit, and also focusing on good seeds and nuts. And sometimes sprouting them will actually improve their efficacy. So the top vegetables that you would aim for, and these vegetables are all antioxidant rich and also packed with minerals like potassium and magnesium, and also vitamins. So there's a wider array of vitamins. And the three are green leafy vegetables. So we're talking about things like Swiss chard or also bok choy. And, you know, both of those vegetables can be incorporated throughout the seasons. So you can use them in stir fries, in soups, in stews, or even if you like them, you know, raw, you can slice them thinly and use them raw. But I would recommend actually cooking them in some way, steaming, stir frying, or in a soup or stew. And then celery. So celery is something that you can also use either raw in salads, or you can add to you know, stew soups. I use it in almost everything. So it's one of those nutrients that are really good for the heart and other aspects of lowering inflammation. And then broccoli. Broccoli is really nutrient rich, and the only sort of person who wouldn't eat a lot of broccoli is somebody who has a hypothyroid problem, because it obviously increases, you know, the uptake of the nutrients, and so therefore it becomes sort of counter to the thyroid. So if you have a thyroid problem, it wouldn't be something I'd recommend, but look at, you know, including broccoli from time to time, even if you have a thyroid problem. So for those of you who don't have a thyroid problem, then adding broccoli as one of your top 3 veggies. So we've got green leafy veggies, celery, and broccoli. And then in terms of top fruits, there's 2 that I could say that I would highly recommend. And one is blueberries. Now, blueberries is also often been talked about for its antioxidant and vitamin properties. But the one other attribute of it is it's got quercetin, which is a flavonoid. And it is unusual in that it's quite highly concentrated in blueberries. So you could add blueberries to a smoothie. You could just eat them, you know, in the bowl, like, you know, a small serving, maybe 20 to 30 blueberries. I'm not talking about a whole bag or a whole punnet of blueberries. And what you would then, you could even add them into baked goods if you were eating baked goods, you know, so you could make a coconut mini muffin and stuff 2 or 3 blueberries in the top before you bake it. And when I'm talking about mini muffin, I'm talking about a tiny one, about the diameter of, in Australia, we have a 50-cent piece. It's really small. It's just a small mouthful, really. And then the other fruit is pineapple. Now, pineapple is also rich in vitamins and minerals, but it has a digestive enzyme called bromelain in it. And bromelain is really good for actually working with things like quercetin. So if you ever took this in a supplement form, you would find that often quercetin and bromelain are actually used together. So add pineapples. Now, pineapples are seasonal, so you would need to find a way to either, I prefer to eat in season myself. And so when it is available, make sure that you can use it adequately. So you can use, obviously, pineapple raw or baked. Some people, obviously, if they do eat things like a pizza, they would add it to a pizza. But I don't recommend pizza because of processed foods. So, yes, you can use, but just enjoy it fresh if you can get it fresh. And I wouldn't recommend the tinned version unless it was organic in a BPA-free tin, and also that it was, just in water rather than in a syrup. So just be careful with that. And then some top seeds and nuts, which will now add those essential fatty acids that I mentioned. So we're talking about seeds and nuts like walnuts. Walnuts are shaped like a little brain, and they are really power-packed for your brain. They're really good for your brain. And flax seeds are also another really good nutrient. Both of them are rich in omega-3 and phytonutrients, and flax seeds also have antioxidants. However, with seeds and nuts, you need to prepare them properly. So I'd recommend that you learn how to activate them, and that's simply a process of soaking them with a acid environment, perhaps a little bit of apple cider vinegar or Himalayan salt overnight, and then drying them before you eat them. So what that does is make them more bioavailable, and it depletes them of the phytic acid, which is what nature gave them to protect themselves. So there's some top foods that I would recommend for lowering your inflammation. And just keep adding these into your diet as you go, rather than trying to clean out the pantry and start fresh. So just add in your green leafy veg, your celery, your broccoli, your blueberries, your pineapple, and some walnuts and flax seeds. And just those foods together, those 7 foods, will give you a good hit at lowering your inflammation. So that's all for me from now. Thank you for listening, and let's live the fab life together.